flying the Mexican flag. Here are some examples of that coverage.
That's insane. Today's video is an update on the LA protests. These videos literally take me hundreds of hours of scrolling, reacting and editing. So please help the channel grow by liking the videos, subscribing and building a community by sharing your thoughts in the comments. Welcome to Internet to TV. I'm Joey. Get comfy. Let's watch. I mean, the last video that I watched on this, everyone was just like standing around holding banners. They're firing like tear gas and rubber bullets. But I think it was more like tear gassing just to keep everyone out the area. But there's none of this. What's even going on? Of vandalising and looting property in downtown LA. There was protests and now a load of looters have turned up and they're just like robbing places. Pharmacies, jewelry stores, dispensaries.
Anti-ICE demonstrators are gearing up to enter their...
It seems to be a common thing now where there's protests and then at some point a load of people that aren't even interested in protesting just start like robbing places and breaking the windows and cars and for no reason.
Fifth day of protesting on the streets of Los Angeles. More than 40 people have been arrested in a sweeping operation by US Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Donald Trump is vowing to keep troops in Los Angeles until there is no danger.
So in Los Angeles, we believe that ICE, which is a federal law enforcement agency, has the right to safely conduct operations in any state and any jurisdiction in the country, especially after 21 million illegals have crossed our border under the previous administration.
21 million.
The violence on the streets of LA quelled overnight.
So is ICE like police, or is it like a riot squad sort of thing, or is it like a team that only come out in like situations like this, like riots and that?
Throughout the morning, it has been relatively quiet. Those are the reports that we have been getting from the ground. But as you can see, it seems like authorities, police, riot police and Marines who are on the ground and also the National Guard seem to be mobilising on the streets, and there are more and more people coming onto the streets as well.
So
around
it's gone beyond the protest now,
Marines will be deployed
way beyond
until more National Guard troops can arrive. Some say the federal government is contributing to the chaos in a power move against the local government. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass is pleading for the federal government to stop immigration raids.
This should not be happening in our city. It is not warranted, and the only thing it does is contribute to chaos. This was chaos that was started at Washington, D.C. On Thursday, the city was peaceful.
So is it there's too many illegal immigrants coming into the country? Is that what it's over? Seems like that in every country now.
Friday, it was not, because of the intervention of the federal government.
Businesses in the area have begun cleaning up after several stores were looted and cars were set ablaze. Residents say they are watching their city be destroyed.
So there's a curfew downtown and addresses the looting.
I wanted to let the city know that I have declared a local emergency and issued a curfew for downtown Los Angeles.
Oh, so this like affected everyone, so you probably like can't be on the streets or anything after a certain time or something.
To stop the vandalism,
just
to
because
stop
people want to
the
like
looting.
Break things and rob things.
Many businesses have now been affected by or vandalized. Last night there were 23 businesses that were looted, and I
always surprises me how many people turn up to like vandalize and loot. even in the UK. Like, there's so many of them. There's like just as many looters as there are protesters usually.
I think that if you drive through downtown LA, the graffiti is everywhere and has caused significant damages to businesses and a number of properties. So my message to you is, if you do not live or work in downtown LA, avoid the area. Law enforcement will arrest individuals who break the curfew, and you will be prosecuted. Hundreds of officers from police and sheriff departments from across the region and state are working alongside LAPD through a unified command structure.
I wonder how it works.
The curfew will be in place tonight from 8 p.m. until 6 a.m.
It's hard to believe how much the American media left is trying to play down the extraordinary violence we've seen in Los Angeles since Friday, when immigration officials arrested illegal immigrants.
Yeah, even they're calling that riots now. This starts off as like it was a protest, and then it was a protest that's like getting out of hand, and now it's just riots. Yeah, they're throwing things onto police cars. So though, when like something happens to them, the first person they call is the police, and the police will always come out and help. So I never understand it.
And a local Democratic politician summoned a mob to come confront them. Those officials came under a vicious attack. I mean, at times it looked like attempted murder, and at other times it looked like an insurrection by foreign nationals flying the Mexican flag. Here are some examples of that coverage.
That's insane.
The LA County Police say that they have it under control.
These agents are the ones provoking protesters and also making up, aggression by these protesters that later video shows people were not aggressive.
We are having an administration that's targeting peaceful protests.
You know, you've heard reports that there are riots on the streets of Los Angeles. That is not what's happening across the city of Los Angeles.
Governor Newsom's right. There wasn't anything like a riot happening.
I don't think the National Guard is needed now. Things in LA are calm.
It's just a bunch of people having fun watching cars burn.
Most of those demonstrations were very peaceful.
Doesn't the media often seem like organised lying to you? California's Democrat Governor, Gavin Newsom, he's now saying he'll sue President Donald Trump for sending in the National Guard to control the rioting.
So it's scary as well, like when you see how many rioters there are that come out of like the shadows, but they're always like in local communities and stuff. Yeah, it's scary.
To pelt the trucks with rocks, and they burned 3 cars on fire. Now, so to be clear, when people talk about the issue escalating, these individuals literally went to work. They went into their office and got into their cars. And that's what precipitated all of this. There was no action. There was no raid. There was no roundup. They literally went into the office, and a Democratic assemblyman from California got people all fired up because he assumed because it was a Saturday, something must be going on. And their immediate reaction was,
well, the military fire department. You're saying he summoned a mob.
Yes,
this Democrat politician
exactly. No, he summoned a mob and then unleashed them. And then they threw rocks and lit cars on fire.
Now, the media coverage since, right, minimising what's going on, blaming Donald Trump for provoking it, and I think you've just had a very good counter to that argument. But the media coverage in particular, and that of some Democrat shills on the media, what do you make of it?
I mean, it's insane that Kamala Harris put her first comprehensive statement out since losing, and she talked about our immigrant neighbors. It's insulting and it's gaslighting. I'm the grandson or great-grandson of immigrants. Most people in this country, if you're not Native American, came from somewhere. There's a difference, though. They want to use language that acts like this is some innocent group.
I think you should be allowed to move to any country you want and live there, providing you're working and you're providing some like something positive to the country. If you're just going there like and not working, and just like that, so many people come to the UK and just live off like benefits. Yeah, I don't think they should be here, but I think if you're working, you should be able to move to any country you want, providing there's enough like space for that amount of people to go to. Because a lot of places like overflooded like with people now. There's just like too many people.
Of people They are in this country illegally. They are attacking federal agents. They are not our neighbors, our friends. I don't generally speaking, I don't know about you guys in Australia, but my neighbors, I don't throw stones at them. I don't light their cars on fire. They don't do that to me.
The thing, most of like the community, like of cities and like countries, don't act like that. Like they're just going about like their own life. They're working hard, going to work, coming back, looking after the house, looking after the family. They're not acting like this.
Maybe that's just where I'm from, but generally speaking,
I think
that's
these are
not
like,
a neighborly thing
these
to
are like
do.
the people that we
and
don't
yet
want
the
in
Democrats
communities.
want to think that we don't see this, that we don't see them waving Mexican flags, lighting things on fire, throwing rocks at federal agents. They don't think that we see this, and they say it's mostly peaceful, it's contained, it's under control. These are our immigrant neighbors.
Huh.
They are our friends without papers. No, at the bottom line is every one of these people who ICE goes after is at the very least guilty of breaking the law when it comes to coming into our country illegally. Now, many cases, there's more laws that they've broken. But I don't know why Democrats continue to double down on stupid in this country.
I think part of the problem here, Sean, is that California has defied US laws for years, calling itself a sanctuary state. It's banned its officials from cooperating with federal officials trying to enforce federal laws on illegal immigrants when immigration is and should be a federal responsibility, because what one state lets in, the rest of the country inherits. So why does Donald Trump now want Gavin Newsom charged? Is it over this?
You know, this is where I think you talk about the malpractice of the media here in the United States. There's an issue that I've been bringing up for the last 24 hours that hasn't gotten much attention. It's one thing if it's a local library in LA or a police station or a park. These are federal agents and federal property. Donald Trump doesn't just have a responsibility. In fact, he has an obligation to protect federal agents and federal property. What makes this instance so different, and I know our media doesn't want to talk about this, is it's one thing to nationalize the Guard, and we have a very interesting system here where you can be a...
Well, it's not like it was the local community shops as well, like the small business owners that are getting as well. They're like getting robbed and the properties smashed up and stuff.
State guardsmen, they call it Title 32. You report to the governor, or the federal government can call you up under Title 10. It's different U.S. codes. But the bottom line is that there is no question, zero question, that the president of the United States has the responsibility to protect federal agents and federal property. And when these individuals, because most of them, I don't know, were citizens, and that's the other thing, they keep talking about are citizens. From what I see, the number of people waving Mexican flags and saying, you know, F ICE and do all this, I don't think there are citizens. But even if they are, Donald Trump has an obligation to protect federal agents and federal property, and that's what he's doing. Had he not been doing that, he would be derelict in his duties.
If it hadn't been for this eruption of violence in California, we would be probably talking about Donald Trump's big bust up with Elon Musk. Elon Musk tweeting that the only reason the files hadn't been released of Jeffrey Epstein, the pedophile who was found dead in jail, is that Donald Trump's name would appear.
Musk in the files, apparently.
Musk has also said that Donald Trump should...
I previously watched the video on the Trump and Musk like fallout. It's like, it's so heated. It's like insane. I wasn't expecting it.
Be impeached. It's deleted those tweets, but this fallout between Trump and the richest man in the world who did so much to get Trump elected, how's that going now? What's happening here?
Look, here's the way I look at this. Elon, I think, didn't realize that he had overstayed his welcome when it came to tweeting at Donald Trump. The people, the supporters in the MAGA movement are for Donald Trump, and he learned that the hard way. And I look at this, Andrew, like two bros, two guys who had a little fight, who are never going to apologize, but kind of have gone back to their own corners quietly.
How's Donald Trump, how's Elon Musk know that, like, Donald Trump would be in the Epstein files though? That's all I don't get. If they haven't been released.
You know, want to take the temperature down, and a year from now we'll see each other at a barbecue and just
Maybe
going to
he's
go,
just making it
hey
up.
man, good to see you, and then walk away again. I don't know that the relationship will ever be back, in Trump world, it's never over until you die. I mean, there are so many people whose political careers have been resurrected after going after Donald Trump. So I never say never. We're at a good place. You know, we're not going to be hanging out at each other's houses. We're not going to exchange Christmas cards. But I think we're at a détente that'll last for a while.
Yeah, it's just insane that how it's like erupted. It's only like a couple of days, isn't it? It hasn't been long. And it's gone from kind of like normal protests to like getting out of hand to just full on blowing like crazy riots now. And now on top of the riots, it's like looting as well. Yeah, it's everything seems to be going that way now. It's just insane. Shall we have a look at some of the comments? That video is a lot more informative than the other video I watched. These are anarchists and criminals, not protesters. Yeah, definitely. I like that. So I'll add a comment. LA should have stopped this riot long before the criminals had a chance to organise. Yeah, it's like it's two different groups of people. You got like the protesters, and then you've got the rioters, and then you've got the looters. It's about time that they started arresting them. Yeah, definitely. Like, I like that. You can't be like setting things on fire, breaking like things and just like acting like vandals. It's insane. Throwing bricks at like moving cars. Like the people in the cars have got families. It's like just insane. That is not protesting, it's demonic behaviour. Yeah, definitely like that. Thank you, ICE, for arrested rioters and looters. Definitely. They've done such a good job. Like, and they're putting their own lives at risk, aren't they? Trying to stop them and like calm things down. So this is a bit more of a serious one, but I'm interested in other countries and what's going on there. If you've got a video to recommend, hopefully something a bit more cheery than this. It could just be like a stand-up comedy, a TV show. It could be something interesting or sciencey. It could be like a skill like beatboxing, breakdance, anything, something that you think that I might like. Just throw it in the comments and I'll check it out. This is our time just to sit down, relax, and just share some videos together. So that was today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Not much to enjoy, it's a bit of a gloomy one. But as always, thanks for the company.